Well, here I am in the Scran and Blether kitchen, looking a bit like Bam Bam today, because the sun is shining, it's beautifully warm, and when the weather is really nice, you don't feel like a heavy, stodgy, comfort food type dinner. You feel like something light and tasty. So today I'm making a very nice, light, summery, tasty dinner. At the moment I am wilting spinach. I will show you. So it's in the pan. Believe it or not, that was a massive big bag of spinach, and as we all know, it starts like a forest and it turns into a tiny little leaf. So you just put the spinach in the pan on a medium heat and just let it had a sprinkle of water on it, and then we just let that wilt down. Once it's wilted down, I'm going to put it in a colander or sieve and squeeze out the juice, and then I'll show you, and then I'll tell you what I'm going to do with it. So my spinach is wilted, and pathetically that is all it came to. Now that was a big massive bag. It was about 260 grams dry weight, and I added a little bit more into it from a pack I had open, so it's roughly 280, 300 grams. Wilts the way down to nothing. Put it in a sieve and squeeze out as much of the juice as possible because spinach holds a lot of water. What I'm going to make is Feta Filo Parcels, inspired by a Greek Spanakopita, a traditional Greek spinach Filo Parcel pie kind of thing. I've sort of invented my own version of it. Basics are the same, but I've just added a little bit of extra things to the recipe to make it sort of, I think, tastier. So in that is going to go, so it's Filo Sheets, and I'll show you them when I do them. The spinach wilted, and then you get these sun-blushed, sun-ripened tomatoes, and you get them in various supermarkets. These ones are, I'll just tell you, I don't like advertising places, but these ones are from Sainsbury, and I got them because they were doing a 3 for 2 offer. I might use the 2 tubs. I might use the 3, I'm definitely going to use the 2. But yeah, so definitely the 2. And I can't remember how many grams they were, I'll check the pack as I put it in the bin. So what I do is cut these up into either half or to 3, depending how big they are. They come out the tub in different sizes, and they have a skin on, so when I'm cutting them, if the skin sort of peels off, I'll leave it off. I just have a little pile of skins of ones I've peeled already. If it stays on when I cut them, I just leave it and cook it with them in. The ones that peel off likely peel off in your mouth when you're eating it, so I just let them peel off. Let's say if they cook in it, they're okay, then they're fine to eat. And if when you're cutting them, the juice sort of squeezes out of them. You can see this chopping board here's got juice. I'm not going to include that. I'm just going to, because the phyllo mixture that you're going to do, you don't want that very, very wet. You want it to hold together and cook. So this is going to go in with the spinach, along with feta. I have approximately 300 grams. You get 200 gram blocks generally in the supermarket, so you could do it with 2. I'm going to make a few more. I'm going to try and make a little bit more out of this. But yeah, you could do 1 block. I'm doing a block and a half because I have a half a block opened from putting half a block in a nice salad that I had the other day. So I'm going to make this today with some Parmesan potatoes that I've made before, but I have it there at the ready to show you again, and a nice salad. So I have more spinach and iceberg lettuce in a dish in the fridge, and I'm going to add some stuff to that just to make it a nicer salad. So that's 1. Yeah, I think I'm just going to use two tubs. So I'll finish cutting these up and I'll show you when I put the mix together. So some blush tomatoes are all chopped up. Some skin stayed on, some have came off. I just took the thing out of the bin to check, and the semi-dried tomatoes marinated in garlic and oregano. The weight of the whole tub's 230 grams. drained weight 194. So I have used 2 tubs. You could use 1 tub and 1 block of feta, like that. I'm using 1.5 and 2 tubs just because I had extra and I want to make a little bit more. So before I get on with that, I'm just going to do my Parmesan potatoes, and I have everything ready. I've made these before. So I have my greased, lightly greased dish, just like so that there's a skim of grease on the bottom of it, I've just used plain olive oil. Then I have my small potatoes that I've pre-boiled to cooked. I've cut them in half already. I have a 60-gram packet of grated Parmesan. In that I've put 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of paprika, half a teaspoon of black pepper and half a teaspoon of salt, and a teaspoon of oregano. And then I'm just going to sprinkle this cheese over the base of this dish, just trying to make sure that every part of the base has a coating, has some on it, so the whole thing is coated. And I leave a little bit behind to just sprinkle on the top of the potatoes. So as long as the dish is all coated, that there's a thin skim, that mixture will cling to the oil, and then you'll press your potatoes down on top of that and they'll cook. And when they cook and they roast, they'll have a nice cheesy crispy crumb on the bottom of the potato. So you put them cut side down. I've said this before, I've done this before, but in case you didn't see the other one, so your bottom of your dish, so this is just a little bit by, it's just for tiny sprinkling across the top, and the bottom of your dish will look like that. And then you just take your potatoes and you place them that side down as close together as possible, and I'll show you that when it's done. So when they're done, they look like that, and I'll just give the top another tiny drizzle of oil. This has a fine pouring spout on it, so it's not as much as what this is probably looking. Tiny another drizzle, and then I'll just sprinkle the rest of this over the top. Some of it will land, some of it will fall through, it really doesn't matter. That goes on the top of that. So I've just got that ready, and I'm going to leave this sitting until I have my filo parcels ready, because they'll all go in the oven. It's preheating at 180, and they'll all go in the oven, and it'll all take about half an hour. So these are good because they roughly should bake and be cooked and ready at the same time. The good thing is though, if one of them isn't and it takes slightly longer, the heat will stay in them, so you just set them out until the other things are ready. That's that, done and dusted. That's so simple, and these are, I've said this before as well, one of my favourite ways to make potatoes. They're just so delicious. When they come out, you can look underneath, and you know, if it's golden colour, it'll be a nice toasty, crispy. I like them well done, but you can take them out when they're more golden. I like them virgin on starting to be burnt, just nice and crispy and tasty. So I will get the rest of the stuff ready and show you what I do with the filo parcels. Right, so Parmesan potatoes are there ready to go in the oven. Now into this mix, I took my filo out of the fridge, and it's just a supermarket own brand filo. I'm not sure how many sheets are here. Let's even open it. And I will roll that out. Before I roll it out, I keep this to the last minute. Filo does not like to be dry. And if you're using it, you should put a damp towel over it in between the layers when you're doing layers. I'm going to do this fairly quickly, so it won't matter. I'm putting a tiny drizzle on the pan, and the filo will sit on that with my brush, and it'll sit on that just a tiny bit, so it'll grip it when I put it down. I'm going to put it straight onto there so I don't have to move it. The dish tub that the tomatoes came in, I'm going to add some more olive oil into that, I'm going to use this to brush the layers of the filo. And I'll keep this handy in case I need to top it up. But I'm using this because it's good oil that's in the tomatoes and it's infused with the herbs, so just use that to brush and it'll keep the flavour. So that's there ready with a pastry brush. I have 2 eggs. Yeah, 2 eggs in this dish, just switch them up. So these 2 switched up eggs are going to go in with the spinach mix. That's going to go in there with the spinach mix. And I will get all of that. There we go. Put that in there. Into the spinach mix. So just move this tray for a minute. That'll go into the spinach mix along with all the sun-blushed tomatoes. There we are. And I'll break up the feta into small chunks and put that in. Just crumble up your fingers into small chunks. There we go. Just do the rest. I think actually one thing would have been enough. Oh well. I'll give that, yeah, I'll give that a bit of a mix first before I tasty. If I do this and the mix is too dry, I'll just add an extra egg. The egg binds it all together. Now, if you're making 1 packet of spinach, 1 jar of tub of the tomatoes, and 1 block of the feta, that would be fine too. And that's easy to remember. I'm just trying to make a little bit extra filling in case I want more. If I don't do all of them today, I have more feta, more filo in the fridge. So I would keep the mix and make more tomorrow. I'll just put cling film over it and make more tomorrow. And they'll be fresh. But you could make them all now and they reheat very well as well. So that's mixed in really well. Those 2 eggs is plenty. To that, once I wipe my rubber little hands, I will add 1 teaspoon of dry garlic granules, garlic powder, and 1 teaspoon of Italian herb blend. And there's a mix of stuff in there, so if you like and dislike. So this has oregano, basil, red bell pepper, marjoram, thyme and rosemary and sage and parsley. So it's a right mix. I like the mix. I like the mix for this, but you could use 1 or 2. Thyme would be nice in it. Basil, oregano would be nice in it. Even if you wanted something with a little bit of a kick to it, you could do that too. For this, I just like it the way it is. With this mix, it's just enough. That little bit is enough. Right, so that's the mix already. It's really warm, so I don't want that filo lying around too long. That's the filling. Back to the filo. Unroll. So I've got room to do it inside here. Keep you in the loop of what I'm doing. So these roll out into a big rectangle. I'm going to try and cut them with my scissors, kitchen scissors. I'll cut it right down the middle. And then across the middle again. So I'm basically cutting it into squares. There'll be 4 squares. It leaves quite a lot of them. Right, so I've got a pile of these. I'm going to take some of them first. And I'm going to put, excuse me 1 second. Right, I was just dampening a little tea towel to put over the rest while it waits because it's very hot in here and I don't want it to dry out. So I'm sitting this I'll sit it in the middle just now. I don't know if you can see that, yeah, hopefully, yep. And then take some of my oil, give it a little light brush, set the next layer on. But I'm going to do it sort of across it, so it's almost like a star. Next one, and I'll try and work fast and do it again, so it's kind of overlappy. Overlappy, that's the technical term for that. Remember, I'm a home cook. And then another 1, 2, 3, 4. I think 4 or 5 layers is enough. I'll do 5 and see how we go. I think 5. Overlapping. So they're not a perfect square. They're kind of overlap onto each other and spread out a bit. Then you'll take a dollop of your mix. I would say a dessert spoonful right in the middle. Just slightly more, a heaped dessert spoonful right in the middle there. Like that. And then you just pull it up like so into a little present like that. Just squeeze it together with your fingers. You can give it, if there's enough left, a little twist there. If it's starting to open, don't worry, don't panic. Just get your brush, paste your brush with your oil and just brush it up and it'll brush in together. Now sometimes a little bit will tear, whatever. If some little bits of pastry are left over, I just use them to patch it up. So you have a little parcel like that. Now I'm just going to do all of these with the thing that's left and show you when it's done. And here they all are, looking great and ready to go into the oven. So I used all of the pack. I don't know, I miscalculated, so it's like 5 squares for each one, apart from the last 2, I had 4. I miscounted along the way, so maybe some will be thicker than others, but they're all then brushed on the outside with the remainder of olive oil, and that'll just make them nice and crispy. You try and work fast when you're doing this, especially if the kitchen's hot. They'll go in the oven. I'm going to put both in now. I think they'll be half an hour, but I'm going to keep an eye. I'm going to keep checking after 20 minutes, 25 minutes, because it is a hot day. The oven's heated up really fast, the kitchen's hot, so the pastry's not cold. I took it out of the fridge at the last minute because of the heat today. And sunny, so I'll cook by the sea. I'll let you see it when it's done. Right, it's time to take the filo parcels out of the oven, and they are looking delicious. There we go. And put a little towel down there, I don't want to score my table. And parmesan potatoes, they're also ready. Golden, toasty, delicious. I don't even need to look underneath, I know they're all toasted. Beautiful golden toasted. They're just sitting on there, so I don't score my table. And I'm going to serve it with this salad. Normally I put some feta and beetroot through a salad. I think it's really nice together. Because there's feta in here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of mozzarella. And some people find mozzarella a little bit bland, so what I'm going to do is I've put some little bit of onion powder, olive oil, good quality extra virgin olive oil, a little bit of black pepper on it, and then I'm just going to put that in with the salad, just to give it a little extra something. You could do anything, just I like to try and make salads a little bit more interesting, and then just look how nice and beautifully colourful that is. And probably I might add a little bit of beetroot, actually I think that would go well as well, the tanginess of the beetroot with the creaminess of the mozzarella. This is a good quality mozzarella as well that I've used today. I think that's plenty. And just some iceberg lettuce, spinach, iceberg lettuce, spinach and cherry tomatoes, some shredded carrot and some radishes for crunch. And I'll use some extra virgin olive oil, maybe a little drizzle of white wine vinegar. I like it, they don't, so I'll take it to the table separate and we'll dish it up there. So that's it. The filos, they are crispy, golden, delicious. Actually, I'll just hold that thought. I'll just give the what have I done with it? I'll just take a second. I'll just give this a little wipe. Save me scrambling around for another plate. I'll take one and we'll cut it and see what it looks like. Yeah, this one will do. Okay, here we go. There we go, there's the lovely cheesy filling, and those sun-blushed tomatoes, they add the zing. They're beautiful, crispy and delicious. It's going to be too hot, but I need to have a bite. I need to have a bite on camera. Can't not. I'm going to burn my mouth. That's delicious. Yeah, I need to give it a few minutes, but it's a great dinner. Lovely for the summer, nice and light, refreshing. It still fills you up. It's not like eat a salad and starve in half an hour later. It's a beautiful meal. So there we have it. I can give the full recipe, but it's a very easy one to throw together and it's absolutely delicious. Enjoy the sunshine.
Scran and blether, scran and blether, scran and blether. Come on in, scran and blether, scran and blether. Welcome to good food and good chat.